Good afternoon. My name is Lisa Boyd. I'm Regional Vice President for Equus Workforce Solutions, and we're live at the forum. I want to say welcome, thank you. We're with Paul Fletcher today from Workforce Solutions Rural Capital. Great to spend time with you today, Paul.
Thank you, Lisa.
Awesome. So let's ask you a few questions. You know, a lot has changed over the last 2 years, and I know the system is evolving, continues to evolve. What do you think that the American Job Center is going to look like in 3 to 5 years?
You know, we learned a lot during the pandemic. Where we immediately transitioned to virtual online services, and what we saw after 6 months or so of that transition was that we got really good at doing the online piece, where we had always been good at doing the in-person piece. So we had to work on how to bring those two things together to create a real hybrid type solution where people could come in and get in-person services, complement those with online, do everything online. So I think over time, next 3 to 5 years, we're going to see a much tighter combination of services between both in-person services and online services.
Yeah.
It's been great for our business. We're in such a diverse geographical area, spread out over 9 counties. We have a lot of great staff that work for Equus that man our workforce centers. But it's a lot of miles for a limited number of people, and being able to provide a lot of workshop type solutions in an online environment gives us a lot more opportunity to do that once and provide it to a large number of people rather than having to repeat it 7 or 8 times across our whole area.
Right. Well, for a lot of years, it was, expanding workforce centers, expanding places where we provided services. Do you see that changing, where we will maybe be more present with community partners?
I think we're going to maintain our presence where we have a presence in each of our 9 counties, and I think we'll continue to do that. I think we have to have that online, the in-person opportunities for people because we have such a digital divide. We don't necessarily have great internet access in all of our 9 counties. It's getting better every day, but not only is the access not there, but we have a lot of our customers that just don't have the kind of technology in their homes to connect to that access online.
Yep.
So the in-person brick and mortar buildings that we have give opportunities for people, gives them a place to go and be able to access that technology.
Yeah. Well, do you see the role of the American Job Centers changing over the next 3 to 5 years? Even the services that we might be providing.
It's a very interesting role that the American Job Center have, and it's the polishing and the creation of the talent that our employers need throughout a 9-county area, whether it's in manufacturing, healthcare, logistics, construction, all the things that make our economy go. And it's their role to make sure that we're helping upskill that talent to put them in the right position to be able to work in the industries that they want to be in and that our employers need them to be in.
Okay, great. What type of technology tools are you currently using or looking to increase usage of to increase access to both job seekers and employers in your area?
So we've done a lot of work during the pandemic. We were able to get a grant to help us provide a workflow document imaging system that we're in the process of implementing, which that's not very visible to the end user,
right.
But it saves staff a lot of time in how they document the things that they're doing. How supervisors can manage that workflow and make sure we have the right resources in the right places to provide the solutions for people and to meet them where they are.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. Another thing that we did was an online portal to allow people to apply for WIOA type services online without having to come in. They could do all their paperwork and everything right there online and get answers back quickly on whether or not they were eligible for certain things. Finally, we worked on a lot of digital signing of documents so that we don't have to have hard copies of things. We don't have to have the physical person come in and bring us that document. We can do that online as well. So I think those were some of the most interesting tools that we put in place during the pandemic, and we'll continue to make use of those tools.
Yeah.
And other things coming online as well. We have 2 different learning platforms that are available online for people to take classes through either Metrics or LinkedIn Learning, and that's been very useful.
Yeah, that's great. Have employer needs shifted since the pandemic, and if so, how have they shifted?
Well, we saw the abrupt change where everybody went home during the pandemic, and then very quickly people started to come back. We're now back below the unemployment rate we had before the pandemic. We have more people working in Texas for wages than have ever worked before.
Wow.
It's a large number. We've had tremendous growth during the pandemic. Samsung announced a $17 billion fab that's going into eastern Williamson County in the city of Taylor. That's going to be a huge driver for that city, and a huge demand for certified production technicians in advanced manufacturing. So, boom there. So I think the needs have changed. Is that we need more people?
Yeah.
With a higher degree of skill.
Yeah.
And maybe not the skills that people had prior to the pandemic, but with things like Samsung coming to Taylor, with Tesla coming to Austin, that impacts our area as well. Creates a huge need for residential construction, other infrastructure work to happen within those communities to ensure that they can support the big economic boost that's coming from just those two industries.
Yeah.
And there's hundreds of tier 2 type suppliers that are coming in to help build the facilities for both, and then staff those things up and keep them running long term.
Yeah. Anything else on the horizon that you see for a rural capital area and kind of innovations that are coming your way?
Well, we have really tried to focus on healthcare and advanced manufacturing as two key industry sectors that they're really important to our area. The employers in those industries need people. We know by 2030 we're going to be 50,000 nurses short in the state of Texas.
Wow.
And the older I get, the more important it is to me that we have good nurses in our hospitals. So we're working with the healthcare industry. We applied for a separate grant with the Department of Labor a couple of years ago. We're getting that started to provide more healthcare training in rural areas. So that's underway, and we continue to look at other opportunities we have to enhance the funding that we get through the Department of Labor to bring out more and give more opportunity for people in places that opportunity hasn't existed before.
Fantastic.
Because we're so spread out, it's difficult to get people to always want to travel long distances to go to training after they've maybe worked all day.
Yeah.
So we're looking for ways to do earn and learn type situations where we're looking at apprenticeship or internships for people where they can earn money while they're working and then learn a skill or two while they're as part of the job.
Right.
So we're very interested in seeing that happen and looking for ways to expand that and make that happen in our area.
Yeah. What have you seen happening with wages in your area? I know in other parts of the country we're seeing, wages really come up.
There's a lot of upward wage pressure.
Yeah.
We're seeing that not just from the employers we talk to every day, but ourselves.
Yeah.
We worked with you guys to kind of revamp the structure there. We've done the same thing with our board staff to make sure we're keeping pace so we can have the best staff available and make it equitable for them to be there.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do this job for free.
That's right.
It's a difficult job. It's a fun and rewarding job.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that our staff are competitively paid, and then we want to share that information with other employers and make sure they understand what the labor market looks like, what wages need to look like in order for them to stay competitive. So anything we can do to help them understand what that wage increase looks like for our area, I think this is better for the whole industry.
Absolutely. Well, we do have the great pleasure of being your partner in Rural Capital, and we're excited about that, and appreciate the work and the partnership that we have. And thank you for your time today. And
thank you.
Appreciate that.
We appreciate the partnership as well, and we look forward to a long working relationship. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.